DMI or DAM, whatever, DAM, finally got it right. Would John think Serena Williams could win anything in men's tennis?
I don't think she'd win anything, no. But I think that she's arguably the greatest female player that ever lived. She's incredible. There's no doubt about it. But it's sort of, I wonder why in tennis that's asked more than other sports. I mean, they don't really bring that up in other sports, like in basketball. I mean, do you think, I remember Nancy Lieberman when she played, she was with Navratilova. And actually, Pat Riley said something to me that he had Nancy Lieberman train with the Lakers, I believe, when he said that she actually played well. And I think Serena on a given day could beat someone in the top like 500 in the world, top 300.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Atlantic Avenue.
You know, the guy that just won Junior Wimbledon, so a bunch of juniors, and this is my opinion. So,
no, I think the reason there's a lot of people because she's the best women's tennis player, so that's the natural. You just put her up. You can't take a team. You can't take.
Turn right onto Atlantic Avenue.
Won the WNBA title. Say, can they play an NBA team? It's a whole team
with Michael Jordan.
But if there was some woman that was, 7 feet tall and had all the physical aspects and played the game and above the rim, they would probably say, "Can he play?"
She has an incredible serve. She's extremely. I don't see guys with legs as muscular and as strong as hers.
Right.
I mean, incredibly strong. So,
and the only other time when Michelle Wie first was coming up, I think one of the things that ruined her was that they started to think, could she play with men before she ever won on the women's tour? So maybe it would come up in golf. But
golf, you don't have to run, so that's a different thing.
Right. The physical abilities that you guys have as tennis players is unbelievable. The stamina you have to have, the length of time that you play, the ground that you cover, incredible stuff.
I think mentally, it's one of the. I mean, it's my sport, but I think you have to play in a lot of different situations. You have to play in clay, you have to play in hard, you have to play in grass, you have to play in sun, wind. These guys don't have to deal with it. It's nice to be an NBA player, though.
All right, we got to fly. Thank you so much for these 4 days. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
In 1,000 feet, continue onto Jackie Robinson Parkway.
Overachieved with the what?
I know. I showed the picture of Jody Applegate. He's like, whoa, you're way over your skis.
Did real well.
Major League Baseball coverage of the All-Star Game coming up next year on ESPN New York 98.7. Are you ready for Rutgers Big Ten football? Season tickets and mini plans are now available for Rutgers' inaugural season in the nation's premier athletic.
Continue on Fulton Street for 1 mile.
Nights as they host Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Indiana at High Point Solutions Stadium. Don't miss this historic moment as Rutgers football enters a new era. Guarantee your seats today by calling 866-445-GO-RU or visit scarletknights.com now.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, it's a fact that they have the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, and even your freedom. If you've received a letter from the IRS, don't ignore it. Your problem will only continue to get worse. Here's the good news. The IRS has recently released new programs geared at helping struggling taxpayers where you may now qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe, including penalties and interest. Or you may qualify for other special programs. If you're being audited, have years of unfiled tax returns, have a federal tax lien, or worse yet, are being issued a wage garnishment or bank levy, listen carefully. Authority Tax Services expert staff of ex-IRS agents, attorneys, and CPAs can immediately protect you from IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. Call 800-260-9722. 800-260-9722. 800-260-9722.
If you're ever wanting to drive a Mercedes-Benz, now's the time during the Mercedes-Benz summer event going on at Mercedes-Benz of Brooklyn. Brooklyn's only authorized Mercedes-Benz and Sprinter dealer. Right now, get 2.99% financing for up to 66 months on select C, E, M, GL, and S models. Owning a Mercedes-Benz is more affordable than you think, so go visit Doug Wells and his team and let them get you into the car of your dreams. 1800 Short Parkway, just off exit 5 of the Belt Parkway, and a half mile from the Verrazano Bridge or BenzNow.com.
Mordorg, hippopotamus, There goes present you.
Mysterion?
Reading spells in an unknown tongue from a book he found in the attic.
Farquhar.
He's not considering the effects this could have on future you.
Umbrellicus. Lobalolius.
If he was, he'd probably close the book.
Flugelhorn.
And maybe play Cash for Life from the New York Lottery. It's got a top prize of $1,000 every day for life. And a second place prize of $1,000 a week for life. Do future you a favor and play Cash for Life from the New York Lottery.
It's the Ram Summer Clearance Event. And with Ram 1500's best highway fuel economy of any pickup, 28 mpg, and a 9,200-pound towing capacity, you can get anywhere and take along everything, from quad runners to a whole campsite. And if you're looking to face down a mountain with miles of rough trail between you and it, don't sweat it. After all, it's the first truck to ever win back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards. And Ram 1500 is now available with SiriusXM. Get a great deal at the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Get a low-mileage lease on Ram 1500 Express Crew Cab 4x4 with a Hemi V8 engine for $169 a month. For 24 months with $29.99 when signing for well-qualified current season. Some text and license extra. Based on all pickup classes. EPA estimated 28 mpg highway based on available EcoDiesel V6 4x2. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Cap. 25-cent charge for each mile over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 8/4.
It's the Captain's final season. Share the voyage with us all season long. WEPN FM, WEPN HD1, New York.
Coming up on baseball tonight, after two straight shutouts, who's got the best chance to score against the likes of Kershaw, Wainwright, and King Felix? We'll look back to the season's first half and how it may all end up. Plus, Jared Jeter prepares for his final Midsummer Classic, the 85th MLB All-Star Game, next on ESPN Radio.
From the plate, saving the line, diving and makes the grab. What a catch! Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
And we welcome you to field level at Target Field. We're just about 15 yards behind home plate, about an hour before first pitch in the 85th All-Star Game. The All-Star break opened here Sunday. The top minor leaguers in the game showcased in the Futures Game last night. The A's Yoenis Cespedes joining Ken Griffey Jr., the only players to repeat as home run derby champs. And tonight led by 7 members of the A's who hold baseball's best record at the break. The American League looking to repeat as All-Star Game champs. Home field advantage is on the line for the league who wins tonight. And it does matter. 23 of the last 28 World Series champs have had home field, including the Red Sox a year ago in Game 6 at home.
In 600 feet.
Last year at the Midsummer Classic.
Turn right onto Logan Street.
By ESPN Baseball Insiders Tim Kirkjian and Peter Pasquarelli. But first, let's get a preview from the guys who will have the call tonight upstairs with Chris Singleton. Here's John Shambi.
All right, Kesty, thanks very much. This is an interesting one when you look at the pitchers in the National League versus the hitters in the American
League. Turn right onto Logan Street.
That you're looking forward to.
We start with Adam Wainwright, who gets the nod from his manager, Mike Matheny. And it could have been Wainwright or Kershaw, but you look at the depth that they have. Wainwright, Kershaw, Zach Greinke, and then you fast forward to the back end of the bullpen. Aroldis Chapman, Craig Kimbrell. You talk about shortening a ball game. That's what the National League can do. Now, on the flip side, offensively, I really like the American League and the hitters there. When you talk about Trout, Cano, Cabrera, Batista, and even Nelson Cruz, who's got the second most home runs in the majors. They're pretty fearsome offense. So, interesting to see that great pitching. Can they tone down that great offense? I think it's going to be an awesome game tonight.
Felix Hernandez is a guy who plays out in Seattle. He debuted when he was 19.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Atlantic Avenue.
Yeah, the velocity's gone down a little bit, but he's better than he's ever been.
And I love the fact that he's been healthy his entire career.
In 1,000 feet, turn right.
Issues with the shoulder. Felix Hernandez, he goes out, he pitches deep into ball games. He throws a lot of pitches. And I love the fact as well. His battery mate, Salvador Perez, a fellow countryman. First time ever we're seeing something like that. So I think that's pretty neat. So many little storylines to this one. Obviously, we'll talk about Derek Jeter later in the show. But this is a beautiful ballpark. Great fans here in Minnesota. And
turn right onto Euclid Avenue.
I think that the size of this ballpark plays to the National League advantage because of the fact that they lean so heavily on their pitching.
Yeah, it's absolutely. But I think both sides will benefit from that as well. You look at the righties on the American League side as far as Cabrera, Batista. Batista showed last night what he's capable of doing in the home run derby. So I don't know that this ballpark is going to affect him a whole lot. But again, these are the best in the game. This is a showcase. And even though it means something as far as home field advantage, I think it's still a great opportunity to see some guys go out there and do some special things.
Tonight, we don't just look at pitching, we'll look at pitches. The curveball of Adam Wainwright, as devastating as it gets, the changeup.
Turn right onto Pine Street.
Derek Jeter will have more on him, his 14th and final All-Star game for the 40-year-old. Back down to the field in Marquez Tischer.
All right, Boog, thanks a lot. And tonight's All-Star game being brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Life is full of close shaves. Make sure your close shave is a Barbasol close shave.
Turn right at home onto Crescent Street.
To learn more. And by Sherwin Williams, make the most of your color with the very best paint. Ask Sherwin Williams. Well, we welcome down here on the field.
Turn right onto Campus Place, then turn right onto Hemlock Street.
The wind's kind of swirling here. Looks like the flags are...
Turn right onto Hemlock Street.
Runs go out here, but it may not matter, Tim, because of the pitching we'll see on both sides. Specifically, if you're Mike Matheny, you've got the ability to throw Adam Wainwright, then Clayton Kershaw, and Johnny Cueto. All guys are 2.15 ERA and lower.
You know, we might be at a time here, Mark, where the pitching is better than it's been since 1968, the year of the pitcher. I think no one has seen this many hard throwers in the major leagues at the same time. And every one of these 95-mile-an-hour guys has one secondary, if not two, and maybe three secondary pitches that they can strike you out with. That's why pitching has been so dominant, and especially the National League staff is ridiculously good for this All-Star game.
And Peter, the American League shouldn't be overlooked as well. We heard the fellas upstairs talk about Felix Hernandez, and he's got guys behind him who can deal as well.
Well, you have John Lester and Chris Sale, and on it goes. And, you know, if in fact this is the time of the pitcher, it's good to see the best ones come right out of the chute early. John Farrell basically is going to have 6 or 7 great pitchers go 1 inning each, and then he'll turn to his bullpen, which